Hello, I'm Keldox, and this is the second part of the KSS launch and assembly video. This here is the command module that I've already sent up. I did make a slight mistake and recorded it without audio, so I'll skip the launch and I'll just give you a quick tour of the inside, and then we'll get on with the rest. So inside it's got a survival kit. On the top here it's got medical and ammo. It's got a bed for a single engineer and a cockpit with a couch. The idea is up to two engineers could share the space, one sleeping, one working at any time. It's got a remote control again as usual, use the couch to connect in. It's got a series of buttons, cameras mounted nicely through the window. It's got some little trinkets around like a kitchen area to keep the engineers working up here with something to do. It used the normal launch system to bring it up, so it's all connected in already. Not much really going on, it's just a simple place to store some engineers with some ventilation. So now I'll get straight on with the solar panels. I have the first two solar panels ready to launch now. I decided not to design them with using the boosters as I have with the rest of the space station, because I wanted them to be something slim, this small profile I've got there. So instead I've built this middle ship, which is the KSS Bilbo, because its design is to go up to space and back again, taking the various parts up. It can also dump off some of its excess hydrogen to help keep the station fueled. It's got two big batteries, so it doesn't need to worry about any outside need. So the ship has its own antenna, which is set to just over half the distance between here and the space station, so that basically as long as it's within that area it will have full access, because once it gets past halfway it'll just switch to transmitting via the station. I have made a bit of a jigsaw bit on the end here and put some half rotors in a configuration that as long as I line up in exactly the same style solar again, it'll just click onto the side. And I've got the usual connection type from the station here, so it can be strapped on to any of those struts that are sticking out of the station. So I'll get this fired up. So, T minus 5 seconds. That's quite cool with this storm. I seem to catch the storms a lot in this area I think I've built at the edge of a desert. So I'll jump into a cockpit and we'll come back once that reaches space. Jumped into the external cam to catch the final bit of the ascent. There we go, so that's that in orbit now. Reach space. Put that on so I don't have to watch it, but I happen to be checking the camera ready for the lining up. So let's position this over by the station in case we need an external cam. So if I move to here, I can just check that I've got clearance with the port cam. In fact, what I can do to make it even easier again, because I thought ahead this time, because this one's a multi-use, what I've also got is remote controls pointing in the two side directions. That's mounted on the upper strut. So once I've got this nicely lined up, now that I've got this nice and close, what I do want to do is go terminal cam There's an event controller on each of the solar panels that's supposed to detect when it's merged and trigger an action. But for some reason, it's detected that they're both merged but hasn't started the timer block. That's fine, we know it's number 2, so I'll just go in here and we'll start it manually. So there's the first one installed. You can see now why there's all those hinges in there. Sure, most of you probably guessed. Yeah, fly from the side cam. That one might, yep, that one worked on its own. See, it's already curled around. So I'll go back and I'll build some more of these panels. What I'm thinking is 2 more panels will hopefully fill this gap. And I'll have a nice, sort of, almost, or just more than half of it covered with this nice solar. Okay, as you can see, I've got 2 more of the panels built there. I'm controlling that, but I'm looking through the camera drone just to try and get a rough lineup. This might take a little bit of adjustment, so I'll probably fast forward until I get it lined up. Throw in a solid save here in case Clang decides to intervene. You should be Sol3 L3. Hinge. There we go, that's the one. It took a lot longer than I'd like, so sorry I cut a large section of that up. It was just tweaking the settings over and over again until I got them to line up. End up with a not quite curve. So I think first time an engineer comes up, I'll try removing these 2 sections. The 2 wider sections that we use for mounting it to Bilbo. And if that doesn't work, I'll try taking out one of the actual panel sections. But I think we'll get a nice curve in here eventually. But in the meantime, it is now a fully working solar panel, so this now has green energy. Plug my camera drone back in. Let it recharge and grab more hydrogen and everything. I'm not sure what more modules will be useful for this station, but if I come up with some, I'll do a 3rd part. If not, then that'll be the end of this station, and I'll start putting it to some use. I think the next things that this thing needs is a couple of large grid connectors on the 2 smaller sections there with oxygen generators on, and that'll make it better self-sustaining. And I'll also try and send up hydrogen storage maybe. That could be useful, and then this thing can then be a fully operational stopping station. Then I can start considering going out to the cosmos. If anybody's got any suggestions for more modules, please drop them in the comments. The KSS is coming along quite nicely there, looks like a fully operational station. And with that, I shall see you all next time for more Space Engineers.